ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Tune Up. Now, it's a very, very special day. It's a very special day. I got two of my main day ones in the building. First, to my right, the CEO of the Burg, which is the app we're going to talk to y'all about. My man, Pell. How you doing today?
Great, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Yeah. Second
to my right, I got my other day one. You've been down for me since I don't know how long, like since before day one. This is Mr. Bradley Prew. How you doing, homie?
The Ralph days. I'm doing great.
Ralph days, man.
Them Ralph days. Yo, always saying hi to me and the fam, bagging everything we needed, getting everything ready. I want to just say I'm so proud of everything that you've been accomplishing and still just always working. Like, again, like you inspired the shit out of me. Like, I remember I had talks with this man when I was going to college, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm nervous. And he was like, no, you got this. Like, you know, we all transition. This is life. You got this. And now I'm about to graduate, so I really just attribute that to you. So thank you so much for just being that force to push me, along with my parents. But I gotta attribute that to you as well. Like, I really appreciate you.
My man, I'm purely just here for support. You know, if somehow some of the things that I do help make you want to become more of yourself, that's all you can do in this world, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
When I look at like Jared O'Brien, I want Jared O'Brien to be Jared O'Brien.
I feel you.
I don't want him to be me. I don't want to be Bradley. I don't want Bradley to be me. I don't want anybody to be me.
right.
You know, everyone would look outside. You ever heard that song "Windows" by?
Yeah.
It was on Surf. With Donnie Trumpet.
Yeah, Social Experiment.
Yeah, the main point of that song was don't look outside the windows. Don't look other people for answers.
Right.
You could be inspired by other people.
Right.
Look at what other people are doing. Listen to constructive feedback. When it comes down to it, only you are you.
Right.
Insert Dr. Seuss quote about no one's you or you know?
So, real quick, just let everybody know what your app is.
And a rundown and all that.
Yeah. Just give them the basic rundown. Basically, it's called the Burg, and it's basically a community engaging app. And I'll just let you take it from there.
Killing it.
Hottest app right now. Hottest app.
Okay, so I went to UCLA, graduated UCLA, worked at a job, did not like my job. But in that job, I was pushed through somewhat of a crucible. You know, you're doing something you don't love, you don't want to do. And during that time, I have a lot of existential angst. My fear is that I will be that person behind the cubicle asking myself 15 years from now, how the fuck did I get here?
Right.
Can we curse on this? Is that okay?
Of course.
Okay, all right.
Bro, yo, y'all know me when I was, this shit, man, what the of course.
Earmuffs.
Yeah. Sorry.
We haven't been PG since we started, so it's all good.
Yeah. That's been like one of my fears since the very beginning, and I knew I have a lot to offer this world. I've been blessed with an incredible upbringing and having friends like
100%.
Bradley Prew growing up with in our neighborhood and all this stuff.
100, yeah.
And I just really wanted to give back some way, so I want to make my life valuable by bringing value to others. Right.
Oh.
And I've always had this passion for politics. I started reading the newspaper when I was in second grade. Before school. I don't know. I was a pretty big nerd back then. Still am.
I'm a nerd too. I walked around high school with the Rubik's Cube in my head at 9.
Hey, we did do that.
Give me about a minute and 30 seconds. I got it.
For real, dude. I did it in 58 seconds.
There you go.
With some WD-40 trying to make it move faster, man. We remember this back in the day. 6th grade, man. Eating Taco Bell and doing Rubik's Cube. I'm sure everyone experienced the uproar that was just the 2016 presidential election.
I mean,
and I used to work in Washington D.C. Used to work closely with the White House of the previous administration. And during that time out there, I became really apathetic. I was like, man, no change happens out here. Nothing happens out here. It's a lot of money, a lot of lobbyists, a lot of shady stuff going on.
Right.
And I was really disenchanted by the whole idea of working in politics.
Gotcha.
And after college, I started working in tech. Hated my job. Didn't really like it that much. But I learned a lot of important skills, and I learned that I was a designer, and a really good one at that. And I had no idea I even had that in me, but I didn't want to be bad at my job, so I made sure I could do it well.
You made sure you was about your business.
Right, and then I actually started a podcast that nobody knows about.
If you need a plug.
Nope, never.
I was gonna say, we got 5,000 people over here, they watching, so.
Definitely.
No, we had a podcast.
He's the plug.
We had a podcast, and we called it The Burg.
Yeah,
and it was called The Burg because it was a play on the iceberg effect.
Right.
It's, Ernest Hemingway coined this term, and the idea is that it's a sentence with a few amount of words pregnant with a lot of information. Or just what's below the surface, stuff like that. It was a group of myself and other people across the political spectrum that were all studied this or either worked in DC and stuff like that, talking about some tense issues. I remember I was in the shower one day and I was like, why isn't there, all great ideas come from the shower, by the way. If you're not thinking in the shower,
if you're just bathing, not thinking about nothing, you ain't showering.
There's like
is this with a beer or beer not?
We're beerless. We're beerless at this moment. I asked myself, I was like, you know, why I'm seeing so many people our age. We're all mid-young 20s, you know.
Right.
Talk about politics on the internet, on Facebook and Twitter. I've never seen these people talk about politics before. And I was like, what the hell's going on? I kind of like it. I think a lot of the stuff we're saying is either uneducated, misinformed, but I think it's coming from a good place.
Right.
And I think the want to be involved, the want to matter, the want to have a soapbox to step on and preach is a good thing to have in the right context. And I asked myself, like, why isn't there a space where voters can communicate with the voters that are in their voting district?
Right, exactly.
You know, considering that we vote in a voting district still in our communities, we should have an easy way to congregate and organize with the people we vote with.
Right.
When it comes down to it, if you've voted before, I don't know if everyone in the audience has, the way your vote counts is through your district.
Right.
A bunch of people vote in this district, and it's either yes or no, or it's that candidate, and that's how people get elected and things happen. And I was like, this is silly. And so then I looked into the whole space. I did months of market research while I was at my previous job, and I was like, oh my god, nothing like this exists. And I was like, and then we kept thinking on it, and I was like, oh my god. I looked, turnout rates. There was an election last week in Long Beach for the mayor. Long Beach is 500,000 people.
Crazy.
18% turnout.
Oh Lord.
18% turnout. 18%. That means this is not entire. This is just the people who are registered to vote.
Right.
If you tackle on the people who are not even registered to vote, the number just shrinks drastically.
Yeah.
You know.
Or so don't register, post it. Oh, I registered for likes and retweets. Like what I was gonna say, what you said about having the soapbox to preach on and wanting to be heard and wanting to matter. I like that you look at that as a positive, and that's another thing that I like about this app is that can give people who want to speak and want to get out for a different reason instead of likes and retweets. They can actually put out their words and it actually goes somewhere, and they can meet other people that want to do that, as opposed to the people that want to just, oh, well, you know, I voted, I care about my community.
Look at me go.
Yeah, hey, follow me on Twitter, because, you know, I be talking. Like, no.
Well said, sir. I mean, that's exactly the point, is that, look, people are doing this, but they're doing this in unproductive spaces.
Right.
Sometimes they're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And we're often doing things we call echo chambers. I don't know if you're familiar with the term echo chamber, but essentially, you're surrounded in a room where all you can hear is your own echo.
Yeah.
On Facebook, you curate your friends list.
Yeah.
You curate pages you like. Everything in Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, their whole algorithm is to give you things that they think you'll like.
Right.
And truth be told, you know, there's people out there that disagree with you on things. That doesn't mean they're bad people.
Right.
That doesn't mean that just because somebody disagrees with you on the tiniest of things or the largest of things means they're awful people.
Right.
And we do a very bad job at disagreeing with each other on the internet.
100%.
And in order to, politics is all about disagreement. It's about compromise. It's about compromise. Because like when you disagree about something, then you compromise and you realize there was a solution you didn't even think of before.
Right.
You know? And like the Burg is not supposed to catalyze a Republican movement or a Democratic movement or an independent movement or whatever. It's supposed to catalyze a you movement. It's about you getting back involved in your communities. The year is 1969. Tom Bradley's running for mayor in the city of LA. The turnout was a local election in March, not November, was 76%. As I said, a week ago, turnout was 18% for the same type of election.
Right.
And when you look at it, although it's sad today that's happening, but we used to do this.
Yeah.
We used to vote on the local level.
Yeah.
We used to civically engage on a very local level, and we could do it again. And I think a big problem is that there's so many online spaces for bizarre, absurd online communities. There's an online community to find someone to cheat on your wife or husband with.
Yeah.
You know, like but there isn't an online space for the community.
Yeah,
there isn't a dedicated space for our real, actual communities where we live, breathe, and vote in.
Exactly.
So we built something to reflect that, and we call that the Burg. And the Burg, in short, is a digital public square, where we call it the communities platform, where we funnel local news and local representatives directly to verified voters and residents of an area. We just launched on the App Store and the Google Play Store, which is sick.
It's been a journey.
Yeah,
Go download it.
It's been out for I don't know, maybe 2 weeks tops. We're just testing it out here.
Yeah.
We won a grant to be able to do this. I started from absolutely nothing. No salary for 2 years. No, nothing. Just living off savings, believing in an idea. And, you know, I truly do believe every single person has a brilliant idea every day, but there's so many talkers, not enough doers. And if there's if there's anything I can say, even if the Burg fails, even like, I don't know if it's going to succeed or not.
Right.
I'm well aware that startups and your businesses, like 85% of them fail. That might even be
Too much, yeah. Too
I
much.
might be giving too much, you know. I'm well aware of that, but if I can go and tell my kids or grandkids or family or friends down the line that I talk the talk and I walk the walk, and hopefully I've inspired some people along the way, then I think that's like a life well lived, you know. Bitcoin, but like, I think I do a really bad job at getting to know people that we live with in our own community. Thankfully, we met through school, but outside of that, it's very difficult.
It is.
I've graduated college. I live in North Hollywood now, and I don't know very many people in the area, and it's not easy to engage with them. Yeah. So first off, I felt like we needed an online space where your integrity doesn't come from your popularity.
Right.
Your integrity comes from your voting status.
Right.
So what we did is we worked with the California Secretary of State's office, and I told them what I was trying to do. They gave me the California voter file, and we built our own infrastructure and our own system where with your name and a birth date, we could verify whether or not you're a voter. And it's super cool to see, and like as you were saying, people being excited, look at me, I voted.
Yeah, exactly.
So we pulled that idea of like, there's people who just go to get the sticker.
Yeah.
On the Burg, if you're a verified voter, you get a sticker next to your name. I vote sticker like you get in the polls, it's a digital version.
Exactly.
And that is how you're
verified.
Yeah, you're verified.
That's
and
that's your little verification check.
And there's also people who are like, I don't know if I want to register to vote yet, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Maybe you're 16, you can't register to vote yet. You can still join the Burg, you just have to input your address, and that's how we get to place you within your community.
Right.
So the way the Burg works is that your feed is your city or your city council district.
Yeah. And then there's also updates at 3 o'clock p.m. and 8 o'clock p.m.
Oh yeah, 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. Not
8
bad.
a.m.
Not
8
bad.
a.m.
A lot of research that showed through Prew Research Group, they're a very famous data research company, that local news is directly correlated to local civic engagement. If we can make it easier for people to know what's going on in the area, they're going to be more likely to vote, to get involved. And like, truth be what, we're here in the Valley area. How long was that gas leak going on before anyone knew?
Oh,
in Port Ranch.
A cool minute, honestly.
It was months. When something as massive as like a giant natural gas leak occurs in a neighborhood, it should be something we find out the minute it happends.
Yeah.
Not 4, 5, 6 months down the line.
Exactly.
Where your pets are sick, you could be sick, whatever. Who knows? We still don't even know the ramifications.
Exactly.
There are lawsuits still under whatever going now.
Yeah, it's still underway.
Exactly.
Like, no movement has been made on that.
Exactly. So what we do on the Burg is that there's tons of great local news out there, but they have no readership.
Yeah.
Do you know anybody that subscribes to local news? My parents are the only people I know.
Yeah.
that subscribe to local news. It helps a lot to get your mind around the map of where you live.
Right.
And KPCC, which is it's like NPR. It's publicly funded radio, and they cover really hyper-local stuff. And we could even get very specific. You know, if there was like a Northridge Times or something like that, we bring that in. For instance, I went to UCLA in Westwood. The Daily Bruin is sent out to people.
Right.
And it's all optimized for your area. We refresh at 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. There's always content to interact with, and it's something we're really excited about. There's 2 more things. One more is that we involving local representatives in the platform. So right now on the app, you click the ballot box. You can see a list of who all of your local representatives are, which is cool, considering your city council person is the most important political person in your life. They can drastically change the shape of your neighborhood, and most people, I would say, don't even know who they are.
Yeah.
Like, here's Mitchell Englander, and I don't think anybody knows who they are, whether or not they do a good job, etc.
Right.
So these representatives, soon on the app, you're going to be able to click on them, view more information about them, contact them through email and phone. If there's a single metaphor for the entire Burg, it's lowering the barriers. I'm just trying to make everybody's life easier. All this information is free and ready and available out there. I'm trying to aggregate and make it easy and presentable.
There you go.
You know, I remember when I was 18 and I voted for the first time, and there were judges and people out there. I had no idea who they were, and I was like, I like that name.
Right.
Everybody does it.
I don't know what they're about.
Everybody does it.
This name sounds cool.
That letter starts with a B. My name starts with a B.
Yeah. And you know, I look back on it, and I'm like, you laughing, but I did that. You know?
That's what we did.
That's what we did, and I'm involved. You know what I mean? And I'm like aware of these things. I'm like, I can only imagine to those who aren't.
Oh yeah,
right.
Who are not
exactly. And just don't care.
Right.
Oh my God. I just want to prevent the people who elect things off their name. You know?
Right.
We're involving local representatives directly that can sign up to the platform.
Right.
And that doesn't just go to our city council person or the mayor. They can sign up and see who's the voter and interact with them. And they're no longer responding to special interests. They're responding to the interests of the people.
Right.
You know, they can see who's a voter. They can see who's not. They can talk with them. Something like called online town halls. And we're going to be hosting one super soon. I'm really excited about that. No one's seen yet. It's like, whoo, it's so cool. I'm really excited.
All exclusive stuff coming through.
Yeah, there's a lot of exclusive stuff. Only for the show.
I appreciate you.
People can submit and upload questions for up to 2 weeks for representatives. So say like Mayor Bradley is, he's the mayor of LA.
Don't tell him. Only for the show. Only for the show.
Only for right now. Exactly.
He hops on the Burg and he's like, I'm gonna host a town hall and I'm gonna talk about the smog of LA. Like he chooses a topic. That gets sent out to everybody that he represents. The entire Burg runs essentially on Google Maps.
Yes.
So it's all longitude, latitude, and all this stuff. So we can be very precise. Right. All of the people he represents, and for 2 weeks they go up there, they submit a question, they upvote that question, they downvote that question. The questions are democratized in terms of order. You know, the one that, if something has 50 points, that means for after the upvote and downvote score, if it has more points than the next one, that's the most important question to that community. And this is like something that's done in a bunch of different ways. It's done for like entertainment blogs, Reddit, and all these other things. And it seems like we should probably have something like this for, you know, our political representatives, you know? 100%. And so I was invited to U.S. Conference of Mayors last year, and I won, which was very wild. Yeah, very comfortable here.
Do you not like the spotlight? Do you not like the attention?
I am putting the spotlight on you.
Yeah, this was a
big
thing.
time.
This was a thing that we got.
Big time.
300 to 400 mayors. I would pitch in front of them. The Bill Clinton spoke before me. Michael Bloomberg spoke after me, and I was on stage in Miami Beach. I don't know how I got invited, but I got out there and I was pitching against companies that $40 million in funding. Wow. These huge real companies. I'm still just an idea. And I got on stage and I put something along the lines like this, and I pitched and I spoke with confidence.
And made it happen.
I think I blacked out when I was on stage. I don't remember any of it.
That happens a lot. I can attest.
Yeah,
there's a couple performances I've done, like when I performed at John Lovett's Comedy Club ages ago, and I remember I was just rapping, and I got off the stage. I was like, "Yo, what just happened?" And they were like, "No, John liked your set." I said, "What?"
There's video clips online, so there's proof that it happens. I was like, "Oh shit, it did happen." Yeah. In that aspect, they were like, "Wait, you're telling me I can have a space where I can talk to my voters?"
Yeah.
Think about it, on Facebook and Twitter, a cat can have a Facebook page.
Big time.
You know, like
they give Instagram to vets.
Big time. Exactly. You have no idea who you're speaking with. Let alone we can have a new, innovative way to communicate with the people you represent, especially people our age, man.
Yeah.
We're on our phones anyways. Might as well have a better way to know what's going on in your community. And like we frame it as a community platform. It really is. People think politics is an Olympic sport. You show up once every 4 years. It really isn't. Politics is just. If something goes on in your neighborhood, you find out a friend of a friend recently become homeless, it's about you speaking up and doing something about it. You know, that's what it's about. It's about the community becoming a support system. And that's the real goal. You know, obviously I want to have a company that exists and sustainable and all these things, but if the Burg is successful, we will somehow change human behavior a little bit, we will get back involved, inspire a community renaissance, a rebirth of getting back involved in our communities, and caring when somebody in our community is distraught, is upset, falling on hard times. You know, and that's the real goal. We can provide a little empathy to those that we live with, and hopefully we'll see a rise in turnout as a result.
I love it.
Like instead of hiring Tom Hanks and you know Denzel Washington to make a video that says "Go rock the vote," go out and vote. I think a lot better way to inspire people to vote is just giving them the information and making it easy and legible. And I mean, look,
accessible.
We live in an age where our phones are more powerful than the computers that launched us to the moon in 1969. You know, like our single phone. You know, and we should just have a very easy, legible way of doing this. And I designed it. I think it's a good job, but it's very much so an experiment at this point. And there's plenty of feedback.
It is a great job.
It is an experiment. Bradley has given great feedback in like a lot of amazing ways that we can improve the platform. I'm sure you have some ideas. We kind of already talked about it a little bit. And I'm really open-minded to just feedback in general, how we can make this is truly like a community's platform, you know? And if the community has great ideas, I'm all ears, baby.
You know? The only thing that can happen from it is growth and prosperity.
I hope so. Algorithms run our lives. When it comes to the online space, not many people know how they work. Instagram's algorithm, many people are famously upset about it now. And because it's not chronological, and it's very much so like content you do interact with a lot, or it thinks you might interact with a lot, and it gets a little creepy sometimes.
I'm just like, I was just talking about such and such. Why is this? What the?
And there's
I don't like all that.
Basically. Twitter is very comical.
Facebook puts you in like a bubble.
And I hope the public knows that Facebook owns Instagram.
Many
people don't realize.
Well, that's the whole reason.
They're like, man, I hate Facebook, but I love Instagram. I'm like Facebook doesn't own Snapchat.
You realize that? It's the whole thing. Well, I don't like rap music, but I like Eminem. Like
what? Bruh.
You know?
Bruh.
Exactly.
A big problem is that the way you interact with this content, there's no way to negatively or to give a negative score. That's not about aspiring negativity. It's like if you are being racist, or if I just disagree with what you're saying, I should be able to just give you a score that and reflects that.
Right. Exactly.
You know, and so on the Burg, all content is operated on a voting booth system.
Right.
You can upvote to agree with something, downvote to disagree with something, and this is, I believe, the best way where we can provide, we can get out of our own filter bubbles, out of our own echo chambers, and put ourselves in a space where we might not agree with everybody that's around us, but we can be civil about it.
I love it.
You know what I mean? And that is reflected in the comment section, and it's infinitely threaded, just like when we have a conversation.
Right.
You respond, he responds, I respond to him, you respond to, you know?
Yeah.
It visually, it reflects that. If I say something horrible on the internet,
Right.
you know, if there's plenty of spaces on the internet where we've seen people just be flagrantly racist.
Yeah.
Just
homophobic,
bullying, etc. Like if you're saying something horrible, the community themselves, I hope, is going to downvote it.
Yeah,
you know what
completely.
I mean?
I don't want to see anybody supporting that.
There's been many instances on a platform called Nextdoor, where people say, "Oh my God, there's a black guy in the neighborhood with a hood on."
Right.
And the only way to interact with that content on that platform is by clicking thanks. I don't want to thank you for being racist.
No.
I want to say no thank you.
Hey, that's not okay.
No, it's not okay at all.
Not at all.
And like, if you want to have a discussion about maybe someone broke in your house or something like that, there's ways to do that without looking up, peeking
jumping
at your
out the window.
Like, who is this person?
Who is this?
No, come on now. The community should be able to downvote that. And so on the Burg, in the comment section, if someone's just like being antagonistic and rude, like downvote. If they have more than -5 downvotes, the comments collapse.
Yeah.
You know? And so rather, people always ask me, so are you going to take down content that supports Trump? Or are you going to take down content that's anti-Trump or whatever it means? I ain't doing any of that. The community's going to be moderating.
That's y'all's decision.
Yeah, this is your decision. Look, if somebody's inciting violence, if someone says, let's go burn the Jews, that person's going to be kicked off the platform.
Exactly.
But if someone just says something that really disagrees with your opinion, I'm not going to take it down just because you don't like what they have to say.
Exactly.
I probably disagree with them too.
Exactly.
But like, this is about having an open platform that's nonpartisan. I'm not trying to drive you blue, red, purple, green, orange.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't care, man.
Yeah.
What I care about is just people just getting back involved in the community.
Engagement.
That's all.
Exactly
That's
that.
all. All right, I'm done. I feel like I've been talking forever.
No, I love it. I love it.